I'm Brandon Hadley, and I wanted to talk to you just for a moment about Thomas Jefferson. I think if I were to break down Thomas Jefferson's legacy to the United States, one of the things that I believe he most strongly supported would have been a freedom of conscience. And we see this through his uh, writing in the Declaration of Independence. We see this through his Institute of Religious Freedom in Virginia, and also even in his handling of the slavery issue. Um, when it came to uh, basic questions of right and wrong, even if he had strong emotions on the matter, it would always end in being a matter between a person and their own conscience. I think that that's part of the reason that he, although he was against slavery, abhorred the institution, he felt that it would be wrong um, for the freeing of the slaves to be imposed from the outside, that it would have to be a it would have to be the slave owners themselves that would free the slaves. I think that this kind of goes in line with the Enlightenment idea of like a social progression as um, the slave owners became more aware of the type of institution that slavery was, that their consciences would naturally be led to a point of freeing their slaves. Um, and also with the institutes of free religion that, you know, and as we see in the article concerning the additional uh, laws that Jefferson suggested, uh, a free and uh, a free association, religious freedom, he hoped would lead to naturally more and more religious expression, as it would be a movement of a person's conscience and not compulsion that would um, cause them to support or even attend to religious services. So um, far from attempting to keep religion out of the sphere, he hoped to free the consciences of others in hopes that would lead to a greater engagement with religious life. I think it's important that we keep all of this in perspective. Thomas Jefferson, like all of us, is an actual person. And while we see inconsistencies, hypocrisy, and other things in his life and own personal philosophy of governance, you know, it's natural that we should see those things, that he's a person, he is flawed, the same as you and I. So, and also the other thing to keep in mind is that in drafting the Constitution or the Declaration of Independence, he was only 33, and it's, you know, a rather young man, and his thinking and philosophy would continue to evolve over time. I think that he still maintains a huge part of our history, but it's important to keep it in perspective and not to make him into sort of a demigod or something larger than he really is. I hope you've enjoyed this discussion of Thomas Jefferson, and I look forward to further interactions of this type.